What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Shiny Shuriken stream. We are live. We are popping off with a special stream tonight. We've got the Season 2 awards of Pokemon World Domination. I'm super excited because we had the coaches of Season 2 vote on a few different awards, and so we're going to roll through those tonight. I've got some guests with me, though, so let me just get them here. And I'm going to let the champion, as you can see it above me, of Season 2, the Immortal Drampa, and their coach, Coach Bloud, is going to introduce himself first. Yo, what's up, guys? Bloud, you want to say hello?
Yo, what's up, guys? Yeah, you know, we was the underdogs. We came back from a losing season and ended up winning it all. Just had to say that. Just had to let that be known.
They definitely did. We also have Bishmi here with us. Bishmi, coach of the New York Nickets. Bishmi, you want to say hello?
Yeah, sadly the Nickets couldn't make playoffs, but watch out for Season 3, where we're coming back with a vengeance. Just know that.
Hey.
And then we actually have a new coach with us who will be joining us for Season 3. I'm going to let him say hello and introduce himself. He's going to be going as Coach Pachirisu. I don't know if we have a team name yet or anything, but Pachirisu, you want to say hi?
I'm working on it. But yeah, if y'all just want to call me Matt, that's cool.
Matt.
I'm still working on trying to figure out like team name, all that stuff.
Yeah. Plenty of time.
Yeah.
Plenty of time.
Yeah.
Got just under a month left. As you guys can see up on the screen there, week 1 of Season 3 is going to kick off on the 4th of January. We're going to be doing a tiering very soon, probably sometime next week or maybe even this weekend. So we'll see how that one goes. And then we'll be drafting shortly after that. But I'm really excited. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Some other coaches may join us along the way here, you guys.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Arts. He was alive, but now he's dead.
Rip Arts. He couldn't see Bloud on the front.
Arts always be dying out. So we've got a handful of awards to give out tonight, you guys. Of course, the big ones, Coach of the Year. We've got MVP, which is where we're picking the top Pokemon of the season, the most impactful Mon that we all saw. We have an Offensive and Defensive Pokemon of the Year award. We have a Support Pokemon of the Year award. And then we have a couple of fun awards after that. A Play of the Year and a Misplay of the Year, which I think was really fun. And we had some interesting votes, but we'll be going through all of that. So we're actually going to start out with some of the lower ones and work our way up to the big award, the Coach of the Year, the MVP, of course. So let's jump into it and start out with Support Pokemon of the Year. So we had a lot of people, I think, racking their brains on this one. You guys, how was voting for Support Pokemon of the Year?
Wait, who did I vote for? I think I voted for. I don't even know who I voted for. I completely forgot. But if Pincurchin doesn't get it, dying 11 times, I don't know who deserves it. To be honest.
Yes.
My team.
Bloud had a Pincurchin on his team that was just straight support. So let's go ahead and put up a couple of the nominations, and this one won't surprise anybody. We've got Pincurchin up in the votes there. And I'm going to show you guys 2 nominations, and then we'll announce the winner for each one of these. So Pincurchin definitely, of course, was a pivotal Pokemon, and I'm happy if I have a coach and they have a nomination here, I actually want them to tell me a little bit about it. So tell me a little bit about your Support Pokemon of the Year.
He was just there to die and set up terrain. That was his biggest goal. Either he just comes in, set up terrain, maybe put up a spike because it's so slow. But other than that, if he didn't do that, I just needed the terrain, really. That's all I needed for him.
Yeah. Bloud had an excellent electric terrain team with the likes of Alolan Raichu and Hawlucha, of course, supported by that ever-present Pincurchin. So, also the league leader in deaths.
Yeah.
All right, our next nomination for Support Pokemon of the Year is actually my own, Alolan Ninetales, receiving some votes, which was really surprising to me. I'll be honest here, I cast my vote for Pincurchin, I didn't really play the Aurora Veil as much as I think people expected it to be. I think Alolan Ninetales got a good offensive support on my team, but when you think of Alolan Ninetales, of course, you think of Aurora Veil. But I get it, and I wish I would have utilized it a little bit more for that Aurora Veil protection, but I think we did well.
It also helped pop sashes. You bring it in.
That's true. The hail
sashes.
did do well. Helped me out in Bishmi's my match with Bishmi at the end of the season quite a bit.
I can see why I got votes. I can see it.
And for support Pokemon of the Year, I had to bring this one up too because this was just great. We actually have a third nomination, and it is Swirlix.
That's who I voted for.
Swirlix coming in off of the Manchester Mimikyus and Coach Peekaboo. So Swirlix snagged that third nomination. So let's go ahead and announce the winner here. And this was a very diverse nomination pool. And I'm going to just start from reverse. We're going to say Swirlix received 2 nominations for Support Pokemon of the Year.
Okay.
Followed by Alolan Ninetales, also with 2 nominations. And Pincurchin also getting 2 nominations.
Oh, wait a second.
Some honorable mentions out here. We had one person could not think of a nomination for a support mon, so we were down 1 vote, which would be the tiebreaker. And then we had 1 vote for Shuckle, 1 vote for Ditto, and 1 vote for Amoonguss. So, kind of a diverse pool, and that's our first category of the night. So, we've got, that was me, sorry.
We got 3 winners.
Yo, Coach Nue is in the chat. He is under the agency, guys. That's his channel name. So, Coach Nue, if you're in the chat here, do you want to go ahead and cast your tiebreaker for one of the 3 on screen?
Barry chooses Pincurchin because of Bloud. Although it would be the support mom with the most deaths, am I right?
That's the whole point.
Yep.
It's support.
It is. It did have the most deaths. I vote Pincurchin. Barry.
I vote Pincurchin because it died the most.
Yep.
Oh, I see Pincurchin.
Hey, let's get it.
That hard, man. Yeah, pin for the win. All right, the winner of Support Pokemon of the Year, Coach Nue of the New York Noctowls, coming in with the tie-breaking vote at delivery is Pincurchin. And I think very well awarded. Pincurchin definitely was a support mon for the year.
Yeah.
All right.
I would just thank my mother and everybody that supported me in this role for Pincurchin getting that.
I think you should just support everybody for not sniping any of your picks ever.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Everybody's asleep.
All right. We're going to be going into the defensive Pokemon of the year. Of course, a Pokemon that stood out for everybody on a defensive side and just being that absolute unit and wall on the teams. So let's go ahead and this first nomination I think is a no-brainer. This Pokemon was definitely present in almost every battle, I think. I think it only didn't make it to 1 battle, but it was a fantastic mon, and that is Tangrowth. Coach Amoonguss's Tangrowth from the Atlanta Sobble.
Yeah.
This one definitely rang out for a lot of people, so.
Yeah, it was annoying. It was so hard to deal with. It just wouldn't die.
And when it gets an Omni boost from Ancient Power, that can be really tough, huh, Bloud?
Yeah, it just could get easier. It actually got easier.
Not to mention, he Dynamaxed it in one game to have maximum health.
That's
over
true.
Everybody, like, this thing is just a unit.
And then adding in the fact that it has that regenerator ability when you swap it out to get that HP back. This thing was definitely a menace. It is actually what took me out of the playoffs. A little bit of my own misplays, but this is what took me out of the playoffs at the semifinals. So we'll be coming back for that thing next year. All right. Our second nomination for Defense Pokemon of the Year actually is a 4-way tie, which should tell you something. The winner of Defensive Pokemon of the Year is Tangrowth with a resounding sweep of votes.
How many?
There were 4 Pokemon. There's a total of 10 votes for each category. And Tangrowth received 6 out of the 10 votes. So
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
And then everybody else is just one.
yep. All the honorable mentions go out to Vileplume, Coach Arts' Vileplume from the Lake of Rage Gyarados. Coach Southside, no. Coach Squid's type Null from the Lisbon Arcanines.
Okay.
Coach James's Dubwool from the Tokyo Toxapex. And actually my Pyukamuku received 1 vote from the Fargo Phalanx. Which is cool because it only made it to 2 battles and it died in 1, and the other one it was a complete unit, but so that was cool. But Tangrowth absolutely, I think, hands down deserves this award. So congratulations to Amoonguss and his Tangrowth. All right, our next category is for the Pokemon that can put off just the most power. We are going into offensive Pokemon of the year. Early predictions for this one, you guys. Bloud, Bishme.
Just a kill leader, you know. Maybe.
I just want to say the Pokemon that has the opportunity to sweep every time it comes in the Dynamax League.
You know, Gyarados and now Tangrowth. Gyarados and now Salamence, both with that Moxie ability, you guys absolutely are sweeping threats, and especially in a draft league. A lot of you guys play draft content and draft leagues, and you know that that potential with Salamence and Gyarados now here with this Dynamax potential. So, all right, let's get into the nominations. The first nomination for Offensive Pokemon of the Year, no surprise here, it is Gyarados from Coach Arts' Lake of Rage Gyarados. Absolutely, just as we were saying, a unit on the field. This thing, if you do not control it, it will run the show. There's nothing else to say about it. This was the number 2 overall pick in the league. Number 1 pick went to Coach Bloud, the champion, with G-Max Cinderace, followed by this Gyarados. So,
it only makes sense.
Yeah, and you know, let's just say, you know, we did a phenomenal job as a league. We had to give a lot of crap to Arts to try to scare him out of using this thing.
No, he did it to himself. He should have just accepted that it was getting carried. He was getting carried.
There were some comments made, you guys, about, you know, oh, somebody leans on the premier Dynamaxer, and that was all strategy. I think the league, we had a collective meeting maybe one time. No, I'm just kidding. But obviously, anybody who can get a Gyarados on their team in this Dynamax league, you know, prior to Crown Tundra, absolutely has one of the best Pokemon available. All right, our second nomination goes to Dragapult from Coach Southside's Nashville Nidokings. Dragapult was up there in the kill leaderboard, especially early on. And then, for a reason that we have no idea of, Dragapult was benched for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Probably not even, you know, a lot of coaches do slip into that, you know, not wanting to get too one-sided, right?
Right.
And I think that's kind of my opinion, anyway, of where Southside was coming from with wanting Dragapult to not be such a target all the time. So trying to make his whole team work more. Yeah,
I get you. You don't want to get into the habit of just bringing it every week.
Yep. I don't know why they don't want to. It's just if it works, it works. Don't
knock it until it starts failing, right?
Exactly.
And Dragapult came off the bench and started right back up where it was, picking up kills and moving back up that leaderboard to being one of the top 5 killers in the league. All right, we have a similar situation to our support nominations. in that we do have a third nomination here for Offensive Pokemon of the Year, and that is my own Surfetched.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
I was pretty happy to see that. I agree with it. It's cool.
Yeah.
You know, Surfetch definitely did do a lot of work late season. I started playing it with the leak, and when I started getting crits, this thing started going off.
Yeah, when you just crit every hit you went for. Yeah, it was just different.
Just crit.
Surfetch does hold my best 6-0 in a draft league now. I've got a couple of 6-0s, and Surfetch definitely has the best one because my opponent, unfortunately, and I love you, James, and I'm sorry about this, but Surfetch was only allowed James to get off one move the entire match. So that was pretty big. The winner. Time to announce the winner. We had the winner of Offensive Pokemon of the Year with 5 nominations, Gyarados of the Lake of Rage Gyarados. So congratulations to to Coach Arts and his Gyarados winning Offensive Pokemon of the Year. Dragapult and Surfetch both were tied for second place with 2 votes. And an honorable mention goes to G-Max Cinderace with 1 vote.
Hey, hey, y'all know what's up.
Yeah. Definitely G-Max Cinderace, I think, was in there. You know, and I definitely wanted to call out a few other Pokemon in this one because our kills were pretty cool. I mean, Gyarados was up there with over, I think, 20 kills. G-Max Cinderace, 16 or 19?
16.
16. And I want to give an honorable mention out to Coach Sosa. His G-Max Snorlax, which he picked up week 2, he dropped G-Max Hatterene after week 1. I think he was mad at it. And he picked up G-Max Snorlax, but I think actually that was a really phenomenal pickup, and he played Snorlax very well, was able to pick up 10 kills with it, and I think that was really cool.
Yeah.
Non-G-Max Cinderace was also a top-tier kill leader in the league, over under Coach Bobo, and G-Max Venusaur as well, jumping up into there. There's a couple of other Pokemon, Drapion and Salazzle, I'll mention really quickly. They picked up higher kills because they actually ended up sweeping a team out. So, you know, that helped their kill differential. But I'm going to say G-Max Venusaur gets the mention because it didn't sweep anybody. It just racked up those kills, being a constant offensive presence on the New York Knickets.
Don't forget that Rhyperior and Raichu. All I'm saying.
Yeah, Alolan Raichu, absolutely an offensive presence. I did think about that one in my own vote. I was almost going to vote for Alolan Raichu. Close, but I would have gone G-Max Cinderace if I would have gone for someone from your team.
Gyarados really does take the cake. Glad it just got in and did nothing but attack.
You know, Gyarados, absolutely. I'll throw this out there, you know, because we always got to talk a little crap, right? I definitely deprived it of a couple of kills. Week 1.
Yeah.
You know, we held up that momentum, but it was still cool. Gyarados actually did a phenomenal job in this season with that Dragon Dance and Dynamax opportunities. Phenomenal Pokemon.
Just want to throw it out there. This is Coach Nue.
Hey, yo, what up, Nue?
I just want to say that I was able to slay the beast easily. I'm too bad Arts is not here to argue with me with that.
Hey, I got a better one for you. I never faced it.
Yo, that's true. That's true.
That's true.
I never had to deal with it.
Lurantis just ran the table for Bloud. Let's move it over and give Offensive Pokemon of the Year to Lurantis, right? No.
Yep.
All right. So before we move into the big awards, Pokemon MVP and Coach of the Year, we're going to do kind of some fun awards here with the Play of the Year and the Misplay of the Year. So, you know, what do you guys want to see first? Bishme, Bloud?
Let me get Play of the Year.
You want to see Play of the Year?
I was going to go for that one as well.
We had a few coaches that couldn't think of a play, which is okay. But we did actually have we had let's see here, winning with 4 votes. 4 different coaches came up with the same play, which is cool. That's cool. Nobody knowing each other's votes, 4 people voted for the same thing. And that is going to go to Coach James of the Tokyo Toxapex. And his play from week 5, I believe it was, when he played, let's see here, week 5? Week 4, when James played a former coach now and was able to perfectly predict out a series of plays where an opponent thought that a body press from a +6 defensive double was coming off and they swapped in a Delmise. James was able to accurately predict that, and we're actually going to bring up the clip here.
Oh, play the clip.
We've got the clip.
Oh, some Mudsdale.
So we've got Mudsdale here, which is always a defensive unit. And we had a double switch in on the Mudsdale. Now, you wouldn't think that that's great, but double tanks the Earthquake from Mudsdale.
Right.
And, James, I love you, but it's a little one-sided. He did the same thing every time with double after this. He just wanted to cotton guard, set this up, and body press everybody into oblivion. But things were playing really well for him here. He got off the initial cotton guard. There was a missed toxic. Yeah, there was a missed toxic, which allowed him to get off the second cotton guard and go to +6 in defense, which the Mudsdale has not been hit yet, so it doesn't have any stamina boost from defense, you guys. So it's, it's definitely a defensive unit, but a +6 double is also going to still put off a lot of damage with the body press when you wouldn't think that's a great idea. It's not taking a lot of damage from that Earthquake, of course, so the coach is opting to go for Toxic. The body press nearly KOs the Mudsdale. And I'm going to call this out because in prep, I did a lot of prep with James on this one. I told him that this coach would save. I said like a 15 or 16 HP Mudsdale because it happened to me. I was like, this coach will save this if this situation happens. So read this out and predict. Great berry usage on the Lumberry to avoid the Toxic. And, predict out that there's another body press coming. And James makes the switch, gets into a Luxray, predicting out the Delmise appropriately. We had Fire Fang on the Luxray to deal with Delmise. Just a great play from James.
Yeah, like those series of plays from like the Mudsdale versus double, like it just looked like he was in control. And especially since the miss helped him so much after getting all that damage, like that's just... I was so surprised that he made those series of plays.
He did. I mean, that's definitely the one and only match I think he prepped for in depth. We sat down in Amungus's lab one night for hours. It was a lot of fun. And it did play out like that in prep with the Mudsdale getting hurt quite a bit. He knew there was an opportunity to KO with it, but the only attacking move he had on there was body press. So we knew that Delmise was a big threat if there was a Delmise and an easy swap, and I told him that, and it happened. So good for James. Great play.
Yeah. Crazy. Good job, James. Honestly.
Yeah. All right. Let's call out. There were a couple of other nominations for Play of the Year. And so we'll go with the honorable mentions here. Coach Amungus wins an honorable mention on Play of the Year for his reverse sweep in Week 10 versus the Nashville Nido Kings. Aegislash pulled off the reverse sweep, getting off some autotomizes and holding his Dynamax for the very end. He was helped out a little bit with a little bit of a misplay of somebody trying to spore in electric terrain. But he still played phenomenally, and especially holding Dynamax for the very end can be such a pivotal piece of a draft league match.
Yeah. Always got to know when to use it.
And then there was also a nomination, and it wasn't specified, so I don't actually have the information on which week it was, but there was a Ditto sweep, and I think that would be What would that be?
Ditto sweep.
Oh.
There was a ditto sweep. Wait a second.
Yeah, I don't know which one that one is. But that was also the other nomination. Otherwise, we had 4 non-votes.
I don't think so. I don't remember that.
I don't remember it either,
that.
but
Right.
apparently it happened. All right. Play of the year, definitely well-deserved. James played. We had a lot of fantastic plays in this year. Definitely, but it was really cool to see 4 different coaches. I don't know if anybody talked to anybody else.
Okay, so Ditto got a 5-0 on James after yeah, I do remember that. Whimsicott killed itself and then Ditto came in. Yeah.
It always happens on James. Poor James. That play of the year actually was James' only win all season. So
that's what
he
makes
played
it
like
so
a boss.
much better.
Yes, absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and jump into Miss Play of the Year. And you guys, there were a lot of different votes for this. There were actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There were 5 different misplays voted for Misplay of the Year. So that's kind of fun. So I'm going to go with the honorable mentions first on this one.
Right.
And because it was really fun to see all of you guys message me your votes for this and for this one to be the winner. But the first honorable mention, we're going to go with a call out on our offensive Pokemon of the year getting pulled out of the game in week 1. And that was against me, so I can speak to it. Week 1 was, getting to know your team, and Gyarados got me and was going to sweep my team. I didn't have anything to do, so I was just clicking some things. And in my video, I actually say, I guess I'll just click freeze dry I guess I'll click freeze dry in case he does something weird. Which he did. He swapped out. He stayed true to his game plan. He was trying to play Weather Wars, and every time my hail went up, he wanted to put the sand up. And so he probably from like a subconscious level just immediately went to swap out a setup Gyarados that was fully ready to kill everything.
Like +2. I don't know.
And he pulled out Gyarados to switch in Gigalith. So Gyarados 100% had the sweep. I had nothing I could do. My Sash user was already broken, so there was nothing. That was game. So he swapped out, and we took the last 30 seconds off the clock to lose 4-2 instead of 4-0, where Gyarados would have taken those last 2 kills. So that one was a honorable mention. The other one was actually something I just mentioned in one of the nominations for the Play of the Year. Helping that nomination was the Week 10 sweep by Aegislash, which was boosted by a Amoonguss trying to spore in the same electric terrain that its own team had set up. So the coach had set up electric terrain and
tried to spore the
spore on
Aegislash.
On the next turn, tried to spore. So
the crazy thing is, there was an instance where the coach did the same thing a week prior. So, I just want to know the thought process.
That's a tough one for sure.
Be messing us up for real,
dude. It's so easy to forget about a terrain.
Yeah, I think about Psychic and Misty. I still don't know what they do, but the electric terrain just makes sense.
Nah, it's just Sparky.
I don't know. I've gotten really good at knowing about the terrains this year. In Misty terrain, you can't get statused. Psychic terrain stops priority, so it's really good. But I also had I think a couple of clicks on terrains this season. I was kind of the head slapper.
Yeah. It's easy to miss too. Like you got to be looking at the floor.
You do.
Yeah.
Especially like psychic and misty
I
terrain.
I think people just forget that the terrains are in place sometimes, and they forget like what they're, because like not a lot of people do the terrain as much as Weather Wars and Pokemon, so like it's hard to keep up with what they do.
Well, and like grassy terrain is definitely, I think, the most noticeable.
Yeah.
And then I would say it's electric terrain because you always have kind of like thunderbolts beaming around. But like I always miss misty terrain. It kind of looks like the sun's up because it's got like a kind of cloudy effect to it. But,
Yeah, exactly. Now that you think about it, yeah.
All right. Our next honorable mention happened week 1. We mentioned this one earlier as well. I said Sosa was mad as Hatterene, and he yeeted that thing off his team. At the very end of his week 1 match, he took the L because he did not Dynamax his Hatterene. He was looking across the field from a Dynamaxed Kingdra, which had some chip damage off on it. It was about mid-health. And timer was ticking down. It was the last move of the game. And he opted to set up with his full health Hatterene. I think it was sashed. He opted to set up Trick Room. Instead of Dynamaxing and going for the G-Max Smite, which would have been super effective on the Kingdra, and would have probably killed it. I think a lot of people did Kelks week 1 and said it would.
Yeah, it would have killed it. I remember this. I was one of those people. I was like, it killed it.
And
so what are you doing?
That differential, because the match ended 5-5, and his opponent ended up winning on HP. So that differential, taking down that Kingdra, would have given him the 5-4 win. So definitely a good honorable mention. I get that one. Up next, we have a coach that ended up leaving the league mid-season. But before they did, they had a blunder themselves. And they had a G-Max Poliwrath across from a Toxicroak. In rain, the Poliwrath was set up. It had belly drummed. So I get it. You want to get it going. And they chose, of all moves, to go for the Max Water or Max Geyser on the Toxicroak with Dry Skin.
And the thing was, the rain was set up so the turn before you see Toxicroak, Dry Skin, the Toxicroak receives health.
Yep.
Like that means like literally the turn before, and then he Dynamax, and then he's like, "Let me Dynamax my Poliwrath and go for a Max Geyser," and everybody's behind the screen like, "What?"
It's like, huh? Huh?
Now the Poliwrath was already low enough health because of the belly drum and everything, so the Toxicroak was able to kill it. And that's just the best. It just helps amplify it. The turn prior and the result of it all just good nomination. All right, so those are our honorable mentions for misplay of the year. And our winner had 3 votes for misplay of the year. Anybody want to take a guess?
Gotta be that Poliwrath.
I'd have to go with my nomination with the
if you were to say the offensive Pokemon of the year were a part of this play, you'd be on the right track.
Yes, there was one. It was an easy way to stop this Pokemon from doing what it had to do.
I think,
and the coach I don't know what was going through his head.
I think at the time of this play too, it was only week 2 of the season. It was only week 2. So everybody was still trying to think through. Everybody was getting ready for their preparation of Gyarados. You had just seen what Gyarados had done to me in week 1. So everybody was trying to think of their way of how to stop this monstrosity, which was Gyarados. Our misplay of the year comes to us from a coach who did end up leaving the league after, I think, 5 weeks or so. But they had a fantastic play, which I would argue that could have been one of the honorable mentions for play of the year, but followed it up with the winner of misplay of the year. So I don't really know how to award it. I don't really want to call out a coach that left, but the coach that won this had a Sableye on their team, and we do have the clip. So we'll bring the clip up here, and we'll get that one ready to go.
Now, prior to this, I believe Gyarados is set up with +1 attack or +2 attack. You know,
yeah, +1.
Dragon Dance off. Yeah, +1 with the Moxie boost after killing Zoroark.
Yeah, you're staring down a setup Dynamaxed Gyarados, and you still have your team healthy. There's still 5 Pokemon left. And this coach brought the first perfect strat to take down Gyarados. A prankster Sableye tricking a Lagging Tail and having the option to Will-O-Wisp. So you have 2 options. You can trick it and slow it down, or you can Will-O-Wisp it and take away its attack, which it can get back. Playing it really well, they make the trick, give it a Lagging Tail. I loved Arts' reaction in this one because he didn't know what the Lagging Tail did.
Arts is like, wait, what that do?
Arts was just like, I got my Gyarados, I'm good.
And
I don't know
believe-
what that means, but okay.
He's like, here he goes to +2 speed, I believe,
Yep.
and +2 attack.
Yep.
So now this thing is fully set up, ready to go.
This thing is a nightmare. And as you can see on the team selection screen, this coach has a lot of options. They have a lot of options to go in and kill this thing. And they're hovering over it.
Toxicity.
They have a G-Max Toxtricity on their team. With a Choice Scarf, nonetheless.
Yes. So even if he was still slower.
And, Cinderace is always a great offensive presence. But, the decisioning here, you just made arguably the play of the season at the time. Definitely was. And they opt to go in to Cinderace for a series of plays that confounded the entire league. Absolutely amazing play. I just want to call it again to stop that Gyarados with the Lagging Tail and to have that Will-O-Wisp option as well. We saw an increase in Prankster usage across the board after this.
Not the Cinderace play.
But we see a U-turn that does nothing. Just no damage. I mean, that was just nothing. And we go into Blastoise
Oh god.
for a sack.
And then Blastoise sadly has to die. It didn't have
Blastoise
to be like this.
easily goes down from a +2 speed and attack Gyarados. This Gyarados gets a special defense boost, which will make it harder for a Toxtricity to kill it. But gets another attack boost, so now it's +3. The easy play here was to absolutely just go into G-Max, Toxtricity, Gigantamax, set up your... go ahead and hit that G-Max Stun Shock and Oko this thing right away.
I believe the coach got the idea on this turn after sacking his Blastoise.
Well, and Cinderace, obviously coming in with U-turn and everything gives away a little bit of knowledge because you get to predict out whether or not there's Life Orb damage and all that kind of stuff. Like, was that a banded U-turn? So you're giving up knowledge on Cinderace. You sack your Blastoise. And here they're debating how to kill this thing. Very, very interesting choices.
They opt to Dynamax, I believe. Well, Gigantamax here, because this is a G-Max Toxicity. It is Choice Scarf, so it would be faster than the Gyarados.
It's gonna be faster than Gyarados no matter what, because it has Lagging Tail. That Gyarados' Lagging Tail guarantees that the Gyarados will always go second. Always.
And here he goes for the Max Ooze, which is a base 95 Gigantamax attack instead of a 130 base Gigantamax attack.
Arguably forgetting that the Gyarados also got a special defense boost. He goes for the Max Ooze because he wants to set up and try and run with this thing. And the +3 Gyarados is able to kill the Toxtricity. And you can kind of guess from there how the match went.
It wasn't pretty.
And misplay of the year is really a series of plays that came after a great play. I think that this coach absolutely had a stacked team. They were, I think, top 5. They were ranked 5th in preseason rankings because their team, with the likes of Blastoise and Cinderace and what else did they have? They had a lot of great stuff, and Sableye helped that out too. Zoroark, of course, as well. They had a really strong season, or week 1 too, against the season 1 champion. They were looking really good, and they made a couple of misplays in that one too. So this coach and his team looked really, really strong, and they definitely had a great play. But that's unfortunate not to go after, just murder that beast that is Gyarados.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it. All right, we are finally to the last 2 awards of the night. We have Pokemon MVP and Coach of the Year. Which one do you guys want to see first?
We gotta go with MVP first.
MVP?
MVP.
Pokemon MVP. All right, our first nomination. Also, we've been talking about him a lot. Shouldn't be a surprise. Gyarados from Coach Arts' Lake of the Rage Gyarados. Absolute unit, threat. Everybody had to prep for it. It was a tough Pokemon, picked up kills regardless, and just definitely was exactly what you expected it to be. Any comments, you guys?
It makes sense.
Makes sense.
I mean, you can't beat it. I mean, did we not just see a highlight clip of it, or was that I don't?
Yeah, that video just spoke for itself. Just now.
It does what it gotta do, bro.
Even with a guaranteed second turn, this thing is still a threat. So absolutely. Our second nomination also goes to similarly with the Offensive Pokemon of the Year nominations, goes to Dragapult from Coach Southside's Nashville Needlekings, being a wonderful presence on any team, and I think this thing was voted for because of its potential to be a special, physical, and mixed attacker, very tough to prep for. That blistering speed at 142, amazing attack and special attack stats that make it really tough to take on. Definitely one of the top pseudo-legendary dragons of all time.
Yes.
Now, let's go ahead and jump into the votes for Pokemon MVP. I'm actually going to do this one backwards, and we're going to give our honorable mention nominations. With 1 vote, our first honorable mention was Tangrowth, receiving 1 MVP vote.
Who did that? Who did that? I need to talk to them.
I can see it. I get it. I think it definitely was a really great presence on the Atlanta Sobbles. It definitely won a few matches. It had, I would say it took 3 wins off the top of my mind. The semifinals, the match against Bloud, and who did he have the Omni Boost against?
Me.
That was you. And then who did he Dynamax for the win against?
Oh, okay. He okay. That Tangrowth was doing a lot. Okay, I can see him.
He was putting in the work.
I will divulge this. Amoonguss was not the one who voted for Tangrowth.
Oh.
So.
That's surprising.
Just an FYI. Our next honorable mention goes to Coach Bloud's G-Max Cinderace with 2 nominations.
Thank y'all. Sadly, we didn't win. Thank you.
G-Max Cinderace, absolute unit. Fantastic G-Maxer. Probably the best G-Maxer in my opinion. And with that Libero ability, just crazy strong. The G-Max itself isn't crazy great. The ability is fantastic to just ignore stuff. You get to kill a Mimikyu, for example. But awesome Pokemon still. Those are the only 2 honorable mentions, so we get down to the votes here. With 3 votes, Dragapult receives 3 nominations, which awards MVP with 4 nominations to Gyarados and Coach Arts of the Lake of Rage Gyarados. So winning offensive Pokemon and MVP is the Dynamax Nightmare himself, Gyarados. Thoughts, guys?
At least Arts could be happy about something. He didn't win the chip, but he got MVP.
He got
That's what I'm
MVP.
saying.
Yeah, that's a very remarkable title to have.
He did. He got MVP. He did. Season 2 MVP.
He got offensive Pokemon of the year on his team, and the MVP of the year on his team, but just couldn't find that win. It's funny. I don't know how can you do it?
Because he left the MVP home.
He did leave the MVP home. He did.
Gyarados
All right.
is not happy about this.
I think he's gonna want to trade.
Our final award of the night is Coach of the Year. This award goes to the coach that was just the most impressive and dominating presence. Who did it all, who prepped, who won, who showed off great strategy, who had in-depth strats for unique Pokemon, all of it. And the first nomination, and I'm very humbled by this. I actually received the first nomination here. So I get the first nomination as Shiny Shuriken here for the Fargo Phalanx.
Hey.
Okay.
Nice.
So thank you. Appreciate that. And the second coach that received the nomination for Coach of the Year is actually Amoonguss from the Atlanta Sable. The guy I lost to in the playoffs. And we have one honorable mention with receiving 1 vote is actually Coach Squid Defeed of the Lisbon Arcanines.
Yeah, Squid had
Oh,
a
wow.
pretty good season, making it to playoffs.
You know,
I believe
his
he beat Sosa.
win record wasn't as impressive, and that can kind of sway some people's opinions on the surface, but he played phenomenally, and he was in every match. In a lot of matches, he lost sometimes to timer. It really looked like he had the W. He was just in there. And there was a week 1 Joy-Con drift loss. That was a tough one.
Yes, yes.
That's
If he
not what
didn't-
happened.
Yep.
That is,
he
yeah.
would have stopped Bloud right there.
That is not what happened.
It is.
Bloud would've
His,
been down
you can even
0-1.
see it in the
Fun.
video. His
We
thing's just
all-
like scooched down.
We all counted it. I still would have had that one.
How? That doesn't make any sense.
Bro, stop the count. I don't want to hear this.
You got the chip.
Yeah, that's all
Although
that is.
losing to Peekaboo, losing to Squid, I think might have kept you out of the playoffs.
Yes.
So that's a big one. It could have been a big one. But yes, there was also a loss to Peekaboo for the champion.
Hey, just say he beat me.
He did. He played well. All right.
Did.
Let's jump into the final award here, Coach of the Year, between myself and actually Amoonguss. I received 2 nominations against the Coach of the Year, actually Amoonguss, with 7 nominations. Absolutely deserving. He played phenomenally. He got my vote, hands down. This guy put in the most work, I think, out of anybody, coming up just shy of that championship. It was a great season and a great championship match. I enjoyed watching it myself. Comments from you guys?
I want to say the Atlanta Sable had probably the best season out of all of us outside of the playoffs. Well, even their playoff run was pretty strong too.
Don't do that. Bro.
And then, I mean, you had a comeback season, but like overall, just being good outside of the 6-0
How
that
many weeks?
he suffered.
Mhm.
8 weeks.
Yeah, like he's just, and then against me, it was a tough battle, and then I thought I had stopped him, and he just came back and was like, "Yeah, no, we got the heel bell on Miltank. I was ready to go." Like,
I mean, at least Tangrowth didn't get an Omni Boost. You know what I'm saying? At least.
I don't think he brought Tangrowth against me actually.
He absolutely had just a fantastic season, and it was mentioned there was a 6-0. He did suffer a 6-0 loss to the season 1 champion Ryan. and the Sandwood City Quagsires, a Drapion just got away from him. A couple of early misplays led to the Drapion just being able to get away, and then RNG not letting him get back in the game.
Yep.
But then that was the last loss, or well, that was his own first loss. But if you overlook that
was
one,
that voted for Player of the Year?
no,
It wasn't.
it was not voted for.
That, definitely on Ryan's side. That was
That was nice.
great. Yeah,
Should've-
that dude dancing.
Yeah.
No, I should have been misplay of the year because Amungus just let that happen in front of his face.
A little bit.
All right. He said, "You keep dancing."
missing some sleep powders and first turn wake ups obviously I think helped out Ryan on that 6-0. Because Amogus could have got back into it if he would have got just one extra. I think he would have got back into it with one extra turn.
Right.
But that's how it goes sometimes. I think anybody can suffer a 6-0 if you don't.
That is true.
It's about leadoffs, and if you get that absolute perfect advantage of leadoff, that's the opportunity you have. I picked up a 6-0 myself with Surfetched, and it was based on a little bit of luck, of course. A first turn crit. So it happens.
I think I picked up a 6-0 against Arts in the playoffs. Was it a 6-0?
Was it a 6?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I think it was a 6-0.
No, I don't think it was. Was it a 6? Hold up.
Yeah.
I like
Hold
to
up.
think it was. That's what it felt like. It felt like Laurentis did everything. So I'm gonna roll with that one.
Just to mention, the only other loss Amungus has is against Arts and his Gyarados.
It was a
Gyarados
5-0.
picking up.
And that's what I was going to call out. Aside from 1 week, I would say 1 week. He won. He was 9-2. He was 9-2 on the season, the best record in the league. And his only real loss, because the 6-0, it's a blip, it's a fluke. But he got, no offense, Mungus, I love you, bro, but he got bodied by Arts, big. Arts wanted that win hard, and Amungus took a little bit of a backseat strategy because he was trying to think playoffs. But that one, other than that though, he had sound performances all season long. Really, really great. Picked up a lot of great wins too. Also a 6-0. He also completed a 6-0 on James. James was
Oh, poor James.
So
What's everybody's problem?
James was the unfortunate recipient of a lot of 6-0s. But that happens. But congratulations to actually Amungus, Coach of the Year, unanimously voted. Not unanimously, pretty much.
It was almost.
Almost unanimously. A few votes off, but yeah. So fantastic. And that's our awards for season 2. That's all of them. And of course, shout out again to our season 2 champion, Bloud and the Immortal Drampa, the biggest award of them all. What's your plans for season 3?
To repeat. Go for a second.
Yeah?
And then I want to go for that infamous 3-peat and then retire.
Wow. And then retire from...
Yeah, and then go
And then
play
just
baseball
retire.
for a bit and then come back. And then go for a 3-peat again. That's my goal.
What's a word of wisdom that you would give out to other draft players that helped you get to the championship?
Don't give up. Because I was definitely... I think I was 2-4. Week 6 or week 7 around there.
Let's see here. Let's
when
call
I was-
this out. I think
when
I
I
had
was
a really good
emo.
power rankings quote after your loss to Peekaboo. What week did you lose to Peekaboo here? Let's
I
see.
think that was week 6, maybe.
Week 6. You are correct. End
just
of week
don't
6.
give up. No matter how
You
down
fell.
you are in a draft league.
You fell to 12th place in the power rankings with a 2-4 record. A negative differential of you were 27 and 32 on your kill and death. So you were -5. And this team seems to be in a bit of a spiral after falling to the last ranked team in the league, losing 4-0. I knew I had a quote for this. And that was was that your last loss?
That was my last loss for 8 weeks in a row.
Yep.
So don't give up. You just gotta believe.
Yeah. Coach Peekaboo also got a good quote. Don't count them out yet. They also, it's interesting to note that Coach Peekaboo and Coach Ploud at week 6 were both 2-4.
Was he really?
He was.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
One person won out with 8 wins, and one person lost the rest. So, tale of two stories right there. Let's see here. What else did I? Potential with the team leans on the terrain users, but also the premier Gmax of the league in Cinderace. Look for this coach to tap into that potential in the coming weeks, and he will turn it around. And that he did.
Also, make trades. Make trades.
Did you make a trade?
Yes. After I lost, I picked up Seismitoad when Sosa dropped them.
Oh yeah. That's
Seismitoad came every single week, and was there.
You got that in week 7, but yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, week 6, well, it was Bloud and my own's last loss of the regular season, and we both won out. I came up 1 win short. 2 wins short, I guess. Because I lost the semis and I didn't make the finals.
You should have seen me, King of New York.
I played it wrong on the last. I did. I wanted it so bad. I played it wrong. I should have, made a prediction play on Amoongus, and I would have been in there.
Yeah, we were in a call. I remember. We all thought you won.
That disconnect haunts me. I hate it. The disconnect will haunt me. But we'll come back strong in season 3. All right, well, this was fun. I'm excited. We had a lot of great winners. We'll just do a real quick recap. Coach of the Year went to actually Amoongus. Pokemon MVP went to Gyarados. Offensive Pokemon of the Year also went to Gyarados. Defensive Pokemon of the Year going to Tagrowth. The support Pokemon of the Year was a 3-way tie, which ended up with a last-second vote coming in during the awards ceremony here, going to Pincurchin. Play of the Year went to James's read of the switch from Mudsdale into Delmise. And the misplay of the year went to the kind of spiral of not killing Gyarados. I don't know how to word it. So, but fantastic. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with me. Special thanks and shout outs to the coaches that joined for the call. You guys want to say anything to see us off?
Yeah, just like I said, look out for the New York Knicks season 3. We have a track history of not making the playoffs, but I'm turning it around. 2021.
2021 Bishme's goals.
All I'm saying.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh, go ahead. Dude.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that. Just expect the Moto Trampers to win again. Just if you're a betting person, bet on them because we're coming back.
Yeah, I just want to throw out there that I didn't get to draft my team, but this time I am going to be able to draft my team, and I feel like I'm going to be a top contender this time around, so check us out. And also, we also changed our name. We're not going to be the New York Knox Owls no more, so just want to point that out there.
We're going to get an announcement of what you are?
Coming. I got to get a new logo.
What are you repping?
I'm still New York.
Still New York?
New York.
Yeah. But my mascot Pokemon changed.
Yeah, we're gonna switch it up too. Nickets
Nice.
no more.
New York Devils, you evolving?
Ooh.
Yeah.
No.
We got some city buyouts out here. Some teams are getting bought and moved. Very cool. Did I lose everybody?
No.
I'm not still here.
Just got real quiet. I was going to say, Nue, yeah, we're all, I think, I'll speak for a lot of people here. I know I'm excited to see what you do because I think you played really, really well. I think you were a doubles player primarily prior to this, right?
Correct.
And Nue actually picked up a team that was already drafted. So that's always a tough one. And they performed extremely well, in my opinion.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks. I gotta
guys.
give it up to New after he said that he was new to the singles format, and his team was scary to go up against, and I'm looking forward to see what he does in season 3.
His premiere had me shook because honestly, I think you were right there, ready to beat Amoongus in your first match.
Yeah, I kind of slipped up with when he sent out the Blastoise. I didn't think he was gonna bring. I thought more or less it would have been White Herb, but it wasn't. So I kind of mispredicted on that part.
Yeah, it was a really great place. But you guys, that's going to do it for the Season 2 awards ceremony thing stream. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This was kind of more so for the league itself. But Season 3 will be coming. We're going to be having a tiering stream where I will again be hopefully joined by a majority of the coaches that can weigh in and their opinions on how we tier the Pokemon for Season 3. And then shortly after that, we will be doing a draft stream as well, where I will be live for the entirety of the draft and other coaches can join, go live. A lot of drafts can take a while, so of course it'll be a long one. And then the season will kick off on January 4th in the new year. We were just taking a little break for the holidays so people can spend time with their families and whatnot and not have to worry about draft prep and all that. That way we don't have a lot of missed weeks of play. So we'll be back in the new year. All right, you guys. Well, that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much. Remember to hit that like button. If you're new, checking this out after the fact, make sure you guys hit that subscribe. Down below in the link after I end the stream here will be the links to all of the Season 2 coaches' channels. And Season 3 will be coming at you with a lot of content creators. We got some new ones. You met one of them tonight in Coach Pachirisu, a.k.a. Matt. Ooh, I almost said my own name. So I'm excited for it. But we'll catch you guys later. See ya.